Don't you just love driving around and finding free stuff? Load her up.
Yeah, I brought that lawnmower home and I pulled the plug out of it. There's no gas in the tank and the plug looks decent. I figure I'd go put a little bit of a fuel down the spark plug hole. Screw it back in and see if it runs and fires and dies without making any big clanky noises. One thing that might not be good is having these straps right here. Get sucked in under the deck. I think that'll be just fine. Alright, so now I'll investigate it a little bit further and see what we got. More than likely it just needs a decent service. It's got an electric start on it. I don't see the battery being connected. We'll see how that works too. It's got a key up there. And I think it's power. Oh, we think it's self-propelled. So I'll go pop the air cleaner off of there and clean the carb if it's empty. Good time to do it. And then we'll put some gas in it and fire it up, let it run for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, and then we'll change the oil. Alright, we'll be back. I dropped that bowl. The bottom of the bowl actually looks clean except for all that crap, which I think just kind of came off of up here when I dropped it. Yeah, Mary, it just looks like it's a mess. We'll clean that out and dump some fuel in it, and then we'll see if it runs off the carburetor. Alright, put that float back together, put some gas in the tank and see if it'll run on its own. And that's what we drive. I have a feeling we don't have drive. The lever doesn't feel all that resistive. Choke's dragging. Probably think it's got some dirt up in the governor. Yeah, so it's running with the choke that you hear bogging. I have a feeling I'm going to pull this shroud off of here. I'll find a bunch of debris on the governor that's causing it not to rev up. So I'm going to go take that apart and we'll look inside there. Well, that might be your problem right there. That can't move because there's too much caca. So I don't know if the mouse already moved out. But eviction notice has been served. So I'll go blow all that crap out of there and I can put all those tins back on. And that should bring that right back to operating like it should. And then we'll warm it up and change the oil. That's better. Now everything kind of moves like it's supposed to. The governor can govern. She's a goer. Alright, well, I threw the battery on a battery charger, see what we get. I have a feeling it's probably not going to come back, but right now I'm kind of like 10 amp charging it, and then I'll knock it down to about 2 amps later. And generally what I do is I'll unplug the battery charger and watch the light. It's going right out right now. But within about an hour, if it doesn't leave the light on a little bit, in about an hour, that means it's not taking a charge at all. So we'll let that sit up a little, and then that'll be it. Put about 50 cents of oil in it, and that'll be good for that. And if the battery's no good, I won't put one in it, but I'll leave it there. Whoever buys it wants to have the electric start, they can go ahead and buy the battery. But I figured I'll stick it out there for probably, I don't know, 120, and try to get $100 for it. Try to get 150 cents to make it so I make $100 on it. One thing other I got to do is just kind of clean up with the pressure washer, sharpen that blade. The blade doesn't look bad though; looks pretty decent. Just got to get rid of all the heebie-jeebies under here. And when I took the bagger off, it had the somewhere the plastic pieces are in there. The chute block off, and then the if you want a side discharge, you can have that. So all the pieces are there. So I might put a jumper pack on the 2 leads and see if make sure the electric start still works. But that should be it for that guy after pressure washing. Anyway, I took the battery out of there and I threw it in the battery charger. We'll see if that takes a charge. It was dead flat. I got my jumper pack kind of hooked up to the 2 leads where it would go. We'll see if it kind of key starts my things, locking the bar down. And that's good, so that works. If the battery's no good, I won't buy one and put one in it, but you know, if I go to sell it, I can say the electric start works if they feel like replacing the battery. So, alright. I know I've said it before, but off to the pressure washer. And for this yard sale find, I did end up switching those wheels over and putting the solid ones on it. Doesn't look like it kind of cheapens the unit a little bit as far as its looks, but I prefer them because they're just, you know, they're maintenance free, with the other ones, as I said, every time you go and use them, your tires are flat. So it did just fire up, clean the carb, and ran it for about a minute. You can tell by the debris laying all over the place, and now I'm just letting the oil drain out of it. Change the oil, and I can wash this one. I was missing these guys, but I did have them in my stash, so I put them on and put the missing clip that was on there, so you can have the chute directed towards where it should be. And that should be about it. These, not much to it. It's pretty much just a motor and a fan, you know. So these are fairly simple. To change the oil out of it, I'll go clean that one up, and again, wash that mower, and that should be good. For this weekend's haul, I've been working on the wheel horse. I haven't shown any videos on that, but I've gone through that tractor, and the tractor itself is ready to go, except for it is waiting on the mower deck for a couple of pulleys that I ordered that were supposed to be here yesterday. Did weld up that deck though. They had a rotted out section of it, so I just put a plate in it, and I didn't bother bolting it. I just kind of welded the bracket back on. And there's the back side of it. So again, that one's just waiting on a couple of pulleys, and then that guy would be kind of good to go too. It's that time of the year, you know, small engine repair. And the battery, let's go see how we're making out on that. It's probably been about an hour that's been running, and there's a little bit of dimness there. It's starting to take a charge, but I have a feeling that is not going to recover. But again, we want for free, right? Alright, sun's on it, but let's see if we can go fire this up. I don't know if I'm going to need choke or not. Then that would be a yes. And set. Good enough for a Sunday afternoon. All right, guys. Again, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing, and hopefully we can take some of the toys out pretty soon and start playing with them.